Well, indeed, it's still morning at NTV, and I am coming to you from the streets of Entebbe, and where I'm standing exact is next to Victoria Mall. Behind me is the entrance to the Victoria Mall, and like I earlier said, the conversation is about the Entebbe Summit that is coming soon on the 14th and 15th of this month. And we know this is a summit that has always attracted or brought together the business operators and service providers that make Entebbe survive. Entebbe cannot survive without business, given the fact that it only relies or survives on the recreation, hotels, the airport, and many other things that come within that direction. And from the past, where we've known that COVID-19, but also other things that came along the way and disrupted many businesses, some of them, the taxes were really so high for some of these operators to survive. But such conversations are really very important. This, of course, is organized by the African Center for Economic Dialogue, which is organizing this. And as we talk now, many of the delegates, many of the business operators are looking up to it. But also revenue from URA remains very key and important for this community to discuss about. I just want to speak to the public relations officer for the African Center for Economic Dialogue that is behind this, to just give us a hint of really this summit and expo that will be coming soon. And Kisache Peter is the public relations officer for African Center for Economic Dialogue, who is giving a good morning, and thank you for joining me on Morning at NTV.
Good morning to you, how are you? And good morning to all those that are watching NTV this morning.
Yeah. This is the 50th edition of this economic summit. Yeah. What are we looking at? Why exactly this summit coming up?
Well, we are going through a revolution in the growth of business, both in Uganda, particularly also in Entebbe. Understanding that Entebbe historically was the first administrative capital. So we are looking, and right now it's going through a revolution, through a lot of investable opportunities that are coming up. And this summit particularly is looking at fostering the dialogue and showcasing the opportunities of investment in this city. And we are also going to be focusing on how do we bridge the gap, demystifying the challenges that are faced by the investors, or the challenges that are facing those that would want to invest in Entebbe.
We understand that Entebbe, you have lost business to the neighboring areas, Luboa. Even people who used to stay in the hotels in Entebbe now go to Luboa and the rest of other places, Munyonyo, even the summits that normally happen in the country conference now to Munyonyo. Yeah. So are you looking at this as one of the things that you want to discuss?
Definitely. This summit is coming at such a time as this, on how do we be able to tap into the vast opportunities, especially the traffic of people that come through Entebbe. We know that Entebbe has the international airport. It means any investor, any business person, anybody coming to spend money in Uganda will go through Entebbe. So how do we use that opportunity to see that we have some retaining of that income before it goes to Kampala, to Lubowa, like you've said, and other parts of the country? So we want to see how do we boost the businesses that are here, how do we provide a platform so that these businesses can actually have that.
I'm giving an example that a tourist comes with about 50,000 USD to Uganda. As that tourist lands at Entebbe International Airport, it is taken to Maction Falls, wherever, without you retaining even a single penny. Definitely. Are you not looking at that as one of the things that may benefit?
Definitely, that's something we are looking at, and we want to just awaken the people.
Even if you go to $1 from somebody.
Definitely. If we have close to 10,000 people coming in a day or in a week, and we are retaining only $1 or $20 from each of them, it's a lot of money. So we are awakening the people who are doing business in Entebbe to actually participate in this particular summit, to see how do we position ourselves, how do we remarket our businesses, how do we make visible our existence, that we are actually doing this, that any service that is being looked at or for in any other part, we actually have it in Entebbe, because we have the best hotels in Entebbe. We are a peninsula, we have the waters, the beaches and all that. So why do we lose this money? money.
And speaking about that, I also got a concern from some of these hotel operators. I don't know if URA will be part of that summit, because some of the operators were saying that COVID time, you remember when hotels were not working, most of the hotels were being levied the tax that they would not pay, and up to this time they cannot operate. Is URA going to be involved in this, and what do you expect from URA maybe?
URA, URSB, and other development partners like Uganda Investment Authority and so many other agencies, government agencies, will be part of this dialogue. And we want the business community to be able to raise up the pertinent issues and problems and questions that are infringing, that they're facing, and how do we come into this and bridge that gap. There's also a big gap between the government and the business community, the local government and the business community, and there is no platform there where they're able to air out their challenges. So the summit is actually providing that. It is
a target for all of this.
Definitely.
Okay, for time reasons, we will let the conversation stop here, but Kisache, thank you really for making time and speaking to us this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much. We want to remind the people that there's an exhibition for products and services, and they can be able to showcase their products, and we are waiting for them on the 15th and 14th of this month.
Okay. Kisache just giving us a perspective of this entire summit as it will be happening. But of course, just to illustrate what he said, Entebbe remains very key, our businesses remain very important for Entebbe to survive and thrive. So this summit, I think, comes at a time when people needed it. For we have grown knowing Entebbe is a hub of recreation. It's where you would have the most of the entertainment festivals, but they do not have any as I speak per se. But we hope that when this is being discussed, the rest will come back